Hello, welcome to Mantel Farm. It's the 18th of August 2021. We take a look to see how our bees are getting on in our apiary. With myself, Josh, and experienced beekeeper, Roger. Don't forget, if you have any questions, anything you'd like to see in future videos, leave them in the comments below.
Okay, you rabble. I need you to walk back through that hole. God, I was streaming yesterday. I wish I hadn't. Ooh. My knees are feeling the strain of it today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 seams of bees in there. The only one that isn't full is this last one here for some reason. Right. Oh, because this time of year they're out on thieving expeditions, so you do need to cover things up.
Yeah.
And not just leave them exposed like you would most of the time. Hello.
I forgot I squashed one.
And it stung the cloth as well. Look, I really ought to start the other side, didn't I? Because there's a bit of space over there. Yeah, I'll start the other side for a change. Why not?
Mix it up.
Because there is a little bit of space there. And it gives Josh something to do by moving him to the other side with his camera and whatnot.
Ooh, it's a healthy amount of brood on that one.
On the outside we've got...
Brood again.
Ow!
Have you been done?
Yes.
Oh.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
There's going to be a few wasps around and bees, other bees robbing. And it's that time of year.
It's that time of year when there's not a flow on to distract them. The weather's not good, so most of them are at home anyway. And the ones that aren't are intent on stealing anything they can find that's not nailed down. And on that side we've got lots and lots of eggs, a little bit of seal brood and a few larvae.
So there's still quite a lot of laying going on by the queen then.
Yeah, the thing is that because they're nearly, are they? No, they're nearly all new queens in this apiary.
Yes.
So they do tend to keep laying. Well, they lay a lot more to start with anyway, and then they lay longer into the autumn than an older queen does.
Yeah.
It's just one of the things that they do, and they're kind of reluctant to produce drone comb. Again, it's just something that they do because it's a new queen. Next spring, if we leave any spaces in here, they'll fill it with drone comb because they're now an established queen with a strong colony that's basically looking to swarm. So
yeah,
any space that you give them in the spring, early spring, they'll draw drone comb in it, and the queen will lay unfertilised eggs in. And then a month and a half later, they'll start producing queen cells, because that's the way it works.
You see what's going on outside the poly hive there behind you, Roger, when you get a chance. There's a lot of bees.
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing is, on days like this, as soon, at this time in the afternoon, or after the morning,
yeah,
as soon as the weather looks a little bit better,
they all go for it.
All the young bees come out on their orientating flights because they haven't been out before. And then half an hour later it'd be as quiet as a grave again because they've all gone back in again.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what's going on. It might very well be wrong. He said as a swarm disappeared from behind him. Again, they've not finished off the bottom part properly of the drawing process. So basically, I think we need to feed these. Yeah, they have stored some stuff over the past month or two, but they're eating it. So I think we better
pop some thin syrup on.
Put some thin syrup on to just, well, as much as anything to encourage them to draw the rest of these combs down, because they need that space for the winter. There's no point feeding them syrup to store for the winter if they haven't got anywhere to put it. So, we need to get them focused on that rather than stinging my finger when I take the first frame out. That one is very light. That's almost all foundation still. Again,
looks like it, yeah.
We do need to feed them to get them to draw that. There's no shortage of bees, but they're just not inclined to draw it because they don't see any reason to at the moment. If we give them a reason, and if you feed them, as I think I've said before, if you feed them thin syrup, then everybody, including the queen, gets a share because of the way beehives work. And so the queen is full of pep and vim and running about looking for places to lay eggs. And if there's undrawn foundation, then the bees are going to think, oh, we better get and draw that, because Her Majesty is telling us that she's wanting to lay eggs and we've got no space to do it in. A little bit of stores at the top, but not a huge lot.
No, is there? Been laid in it?
Yeah, I think they're young larvae on that side mostly in the what appear to be empty cells.
That's not well. That's a bit better, that one, isn't it?
It's a bit more finished, but it's not there yet. The thing is, if we can get them pour some syrup into them while there's still capped stores at the top of the frames, then they won't build it out to block up all the spaces. They'll put it somewhere else, right? Because they won't uncap it to draw those cells out and then fill them further. They'll put it somewhere else. So yeah, we could probably swamp them with syrup now. There's the queen, still marked, still looking for places to lay eggs. So if we can manage to sort of get a couple of litres of syrup in there every night, and that will definitely be gone by the following day, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Then we're pushing them to do the things that we want them to do, which is really what beekeeping is about. You can't make them do things that are not in their nature, but you can encourage them to do the things that they would do anyway, quicker and to your satisfaction.
Roger pours on some thin syrup, that is 1:1, to encourage the bees to draw out some of the foundation.
That'll do them for now. Yeah, the reason you sort of tend to do this in the evening is because the bees are all at home at night.
That's a good point.
If they've got nothing to do, they might as well be oiking syrup about the place.
Yeah.
So it works better. Yeah. Anyway. Oh look, lots of bees up in the roof.
They're busy again, aren't they? What's this? Pop super on or cover it or
cover it over. So I'm going to put the super onto the crown board.
And then cover it because of robbing.
Cover it to stop them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Anybody robbing it. I mean, although it's miserable today, it's fairly warm. Right, so we put them in there and we cover them with a frankly huge bed sheet. which means that they can't be robbed while we're not looking.
Yeah.
So that's that. But they can still breathe.
If somebody watching this were curious or wanting to know what robbing looks like, is there anything they should look for?
Well, basically, I had it at my apiary the other day, and they were sort of on the prospect of robbing, really. But you get clouds of bees around the. If you put supers down around the supers, flying and trying to get in.
Yeah.
They'll also be round you. They'll be round the hive. There'll be angry bees. You know, their pitch will go up. Their frequency goes up quite markedly. And you've got the sort of home bees crossly trying to defend it, and the robbing bees flying around in sort of zigzags and as it were hawking like hornets are supposed to do, trying to find a way in. And the whole lot gets quite loud. And of course, the louder it gets, the more bees it attracts, because they feel the vibration of all these excited bees and think, oh, there's something going on over there. Let's go and have a poke about and see if we can get involved. So you know, it starts off fairly ordinary, and then it fairly quickly escalates into you're standing there in a whirlwind of cross bees. And there's the sort of the ones that are defending are cross because they're defending, and the ones that are trying to get in are cross because they're frustrated they can't get in and steal the stuff.
It's a vicious circle.
Yeah, and it just gets worse and worse.
So the best things are what? Close your entrances up so they're smaller.
Close your entrance up. Don't leave stuff like that lying about. I mean, most of the year I wouldn't have any qualms about if I wanted to get rid of a frame, an old frame from a hive that I wanted to change over. I wouldn't have much qualms about if it was had a little bit of stores in it. I wouldn't worry about leaving it out for the bees to clean up. But this time of year, that's just asking for trouble, because you'll get robbing on there, and then they'll start fighting, and that makes them even angrier. So you know, you can't even walk past in relative safety because they're so cross. They'll just attack anything that comes in view. So you know, it's again, it depends. It depends on the time of year and the sort of bees you got and all sorts of things. But
because some people say, oh, well, what's the harm in popping out some food or syrup in a neutral location somewhere further away, which means that they're not finding the location where the beehives are, but they're all going to each other. Of course, I guess the textbook answer is disease as a congregation point, and fighting and all the rest of it.
Fighting, because they will fight over it, especially as it starts to get less there.
Yeah.
If it starts off with a lot and it's noticeably disappearing, then they get more and more frantic about collecting it. Frame there with seal brood and a wax moth caterpillar, I would judge. If you look, where is it? There, right in the middle, where that white bit is on, where something's gnawed away at the cappings. There's probably a wax moth caterpillar in there somewhere.
Oh, you can see it sort of moved along and then out.
A track. So we'll have a poke about in there with a corner hive tool. So it seems to start there somewhere. There it is, little monster.
Oh yeah.
Whoops.
It's gone in.
It's gone in. That wasn't meant to happen. I was hoping a bee would find it and sting it and carry it away, but it didn't. They just ignored it.
Yeah.
Daft lot.
Oh. So expecting these to be really friendly?
No. In fact, I'm sort of thinking that maybe I'll just take the supers off and put them on there and
I
cover
think-
them up and just go into the brood chamber, because we're not going to see anything special in the supers anyway. No, I think that's open. That's 3.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, it's not that bad.
Let's put it on there. Okay, so we've got to go through all these frames and take off any queen cells that aren't on the frame with the drawing pin in, and just leave one, or, well, I think just one.
Yeah.
If it don't work, we'll put that queen in instead,
Yeah.
because, you know, it's a bit late to start again now, but...
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you get a drone above the queen excluder.
Yeah, can't get out.
You can't get down.
Frame number 1.
Oh look, queen cell.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one.
First one. Oh, and the usual ones there with a bit of drone. Comb.
I wonder what they use to make that. Unless they carried any from somewhere else, presumably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because there's nothing on here, is there?
Last week we killed the queen, so these bees have been producing lots of emergency queen cells from the old eggs.
Oh, more queen cells. Right, so far that's 3 destroyed. What did I say, 20 to 30?
You did, yeah. No, there's plenty of potential yet.
Well, that one's not bad, but the other one's not very good.
Unfortunately, due to our recording time taking a little bit longer than we expected, Roger's microphone cut out. However, we did find plenty more emergency queen cells, which we did destroy. Unfortunately, on the frame of eggs we popped in last week, there was a lovely queen cell, as we can see here, that we decided to leave. Had lovely dimpled markings on it, so we're hoping she will hatch successfully, mate, and provide us a queen with some nice tempered bees. We pop the supers back on, Roger pops the roof back on, and that's it from us. See you next week. Thank you for watching our weekly update video here at Mantel Farm. If you enjoy what we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share our videos.